I'm Dr. Timothy Johnston with Part 8 or Module 8 of our amazing customer service for the dental team. This is, again, another section that is so vitally important to making your customer service exemplary amongst dental offices such that you rise above the average dental practice. That said, this is my least favorite topic to talk about because it's about money. Dentists don't want to talk about money with their patients. I don't even want to talk to you about money with our patients. But that said, it has to be talked about because it is vital. If we don't get paid, we're out of business. That's not the reason why we're in business maybe, but it sure is a big part of it. If you're not getting paid, you're not paying the bills. So we do need to talk about it. Let's not belabor the issue. I could almost just say do the work, collect the fees, but well, there's some nuances that we should have in our belts to help make sure that things get done appropriately with good customer service. Because asking people to pay big bills doesn't sound very customer service friendly, but we're going to make it work. All right, let's get to it. Here's my favorite slide here. Pay my dentist. Ain't nobody got time for that. Although they forgot the that at the end, but you get the idea. All right, time value of money, a financial term referring to the fact that $1 in today's hand is worth more than $1 at some time in the future. Or to put it more appropriately, he says, if an invoice is due in 30 days, we pay for it in 60 days. If it's due in 60 days, we pay for it in 90 days. If it's due in 90 days, then they probably don't need the money anyway. It's kind of what our patients think too. If you don't ask for it today, they assume you don't need it today. If you tell them it's due in 30 days, they'll pay it maybe in 60, etc. You've got to break that cycle. One of my favorite representations of paying on credit, so to speak, is good old-fashioned Wimpy. Remember Wimpy? This is Olive Oil's nephew or brother, one of those, I think nephew. He says, I don't know if you ever had another line in any Popeye show, but he always said the same thing. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. And of course, he always got Popeye to get him a hamburger. I never saw him paying anybody back either. Don't let your patients pay you next month for the treatment they're getting today if you can afford it or if you can avoid it at all costs. Let's talk about it. What's the number one reason people did not pay for the services they received? Number one reason? They were never asked to. Nobody asked them for money, so they walked out. Thanks, see you later. Isn't that ridiculous? And yet, staff members are afraid to ask for it. What's the number one reason employees don't ask for it? Because it's uncomfortable. They don't like to say, you owe us $13,000 for those 5 crowns or 8 crowns, whatever it is. Nobody wants to ask for big money. You need to get over it. You need your staff to be fiscally aware that the money that they bring in is what pays their paychecks. End of story. They don't get collection, they don't get paid. That's how it's going to be eventually. So people aren't being asked to pay. Employees don't want to ask for the payment because it's uncomfortable. Everybody's got to get over that and get more comfortable with it. The simple math is in order to keep paying our team needs to collect fees from the patients. Patients pay us, we pay our team. Basic math, get over it. Just ask for payment. Will that be cash, check, or charge, etc. All right, the last time you received professional service for free, think about that. Have you ever gone into a doctor's office and not had to pay your copay or whatever was due that day? Do you have a lawyer or an accountant you've ever used? They don't let it go forever. You get a bill in the mail very quickly after you're done. Go to the chiropractor, they want their copay that day. People are accustomed to being asked for money for professional services. So if you're saying, oh, that's uncomfortable, it's only uncomfortable for you. It's not uncomfortable for the patient to be asked to pay for professional services because that's what everybody else is doing. They're asking for payment. We can too. We're dentists. We're not lepers. We can ask for someone to pay for it. It goes like this. Mrs. Smith, your treatment fees today were $1,000. We will send this claim to your insurance for you, and based on the information they have provided us, we'll estimate your portion to be $500. Would you like to pay with cash, check, or charge? And then shut up, because the next person that speaks is the loser. If you talk next, like, we can spread that out for you. Is that comfortable today? Would you like me to pay me next week? Would you like me to bill you? Anything else you say is going to go too far down the slippery slope of not paying today. Will that be cash, check, or charge? Zip your lip and watch her get out a charge card. That's how it usually works when you ask politely and appropriately. Here are the options that everybody should be comfortable offering. Everybody that works the front desk in your office ought to be comfortable offering these solutions. Cash. And always make sure you got $100 in change in your petty cash drawer because people want to pay their $14 bill with a $20 bill or a $100 bill. Make sure you can make change for whatever cash brings in. So make sure you're comfortable actually taking green money from somebody. We once went to Lowe's or Home Depot and bought our washer and dryer. And I had a bunch of cash on me from a trip we just got back from. We walked in and gave the kid over $3,000 in $100 bills. He must have been 18 years old. He about flipped his lid. He didn't know what he had to call his manager to accept the cash. Like, this is like what real money actually looks like. Real money looks like that. It was ridiculous. It was a big hump to do. Cash. But be ready. Check. We need to have a driver's license on file for the person whose check is on there. If anything ever happens with that, there's a legal battle that will ensue if you don't have proof that you knew who you were talking to, especially if it happens to be the wrong person. That's not the right person in front of you. So make sure there's a driver's license on file, and then a charge card. So are you comfortable taking a charge card, running it through the machine, knowing what numbers to push? Does it post automatically to the patient account, or do you have to do it manually? All those things. Your front desk people simply need to have the skills to do those three things. If you master that, you master most of it. Once in a blue moon, you may have to make Care Credit. Now, Care Credit has a really cool app that lives on your computer that you can just put in the information, and it right away brings up how much that would be. It doesn't take usually but a couple of minutes to get someone approved if they haven't had a Care Credit charge card in the past. So be comfortable with that and know how it works. Have that living on your computer so someone with Care Credit can actually just check out like it was a regular everyday charge card. Here's a famous statement. Oh, I didn't know how to pay for that today. Well, we know that's a lie because whenever they leave, we go over their financial responsibility. But let's get to it. They said it, so now you got to deal with it. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Smith, that we miscommunicated. I'm going to own part of that. I'm not going to blame them because that is another slippery slope. Don't start accusing your patients. If she forgot she had to pay or didn't know, maybe she's genuine. Maybe she's an airhead and just didn't know. So I'm so sorry that we seem to have miscommunicated about your payment being due today. We do need to collect your portion at the time services are provided. You're just reiterating what you said already. I'm sorry you didn't understand me the first time I said you had to pay. You got to pay. Let's say it nicer, all right? Well, she says, I don't have any way of making a payment today. You reiterate it. We do take all forms of payment, Mrs. Smith, for Care Credit, which allows you to make payments for the rest of the whole year. I would also say in there, and cash or credit or charge. Because she went, oh, you take checks? Yes, we do. Oh, okay, we'll do that then. Well, I don't have any way of making that payment today. We take all that. We have a tendency to keep talking here after we say it still has to be paid. Again, shut up after you've delivered an option and let them come to it themselves. Maybe they can pay. Maybe they haven't figured it out yet. Don't elaborate anymore. The last resort, offer to accept less than the full amount today. What can you pay today? Well, of the $500, I can pay $250. Okay, and then give them an envelope for the remaining. And set a date that it's going to be done. Or let's say you're going to go home and call me. So here's another example. Give the patients a self-addressed stamped envelope with their receipt showing they still owe another $250 and the amount due highlighted, and ask them to send a check as soon as they get home. Send me, not the practice, send me a check as soon as you get home. This is your front desk person talking. Make it personal. Have your front desk people make it personal between them and the patient. So it's not like the practice, which is an inanimate object, and they don't care about the practice. But you don't want to disappoint Christy at the front desk. She's so sweet. So you want to make sure you give them an opportunity to pay you personally. Or give them your card and say, make sure it's personal. And all my staff members, all my team members have a personal business card with their name on it. Give it to them and make it personal. Say, here's my card. My name is Cheryl. Please call me when you get home with a credit card number so that we can take care of your account today. Now, again, it's personal, and you can do it today. Oh, you forgot your wallet, charge cards at home? You call me as soon as you get home. Here's my number. Here's my card. I'll be expecting your call today. And then shut up and let them talk, or walk and they'll call you, or they won't. And if they don't, you got to send them a bill. When are you going to send them a bill? Today. Don't wait. How to avoid the unprepared patient? Just number one, nip that in the bud before it happens. It's rather obvious, right? Just get them prepared. So make sure that they are prepared. Requires communication between everyone. When the back office comes up and hands the paperwork to you and says, this is what's going to happen next time, Dr. Johnston wants an hour, and he says it's going to be kind of an urgent need, so ASAP, please. Then you prepare the documents that shows their appointment time and the amount that will be due, minus insurance payment, estimate payment, and this is how much they are responsible for that day. We give them a copy of that. It's called a tracker. We'll put it on our website if you want. We tear off the copy and keep it. We scan it actually and give them a copy to go home with, and we highlight the amount. We don't want to surprise you with anything next time, so I want you to be aware that when you come in, there's going to be a $500 charge to you that day, or we'll expect a $500 payment from you that day after insurance. Oh, okay, thank you. So when they say, I didn't know I had to pay today, that's always BS. We told them. We told them the last visit. They might have forgotten. Would we ever treat a patient without a clinical treatment plan? Would you ever say, you got like half a dozen fillings and 4 crowns. See you next time. We'll figure it out then. No, you tell them we're going to do this tooth or these 2 teeth next time and get it done. So why would you go through and not have a financial treatment plan the same way? we're going to do these 2 crowns next time, and this is how much it's going to be, and this is how much you'll be responsible for. Please be prepared to pay for it that day. Done. That's your financial treatment plan, just like you have a clinical treatment plan. Docs, listen up. You tend to be the worst offenders. Please do not discuss money. I've covered this before. Patient says, Doc, I want to talk about the cost of this. You say, let me put you in touch with Robin up front. She does all that for me. He goes, no, but I'll talk to you about it. Like, I really don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about, you have any questions about the dentistry? Because I would love to talk about that. I will just shut them down. Like, listen, that's just not what I do here. I do if I had to take care of everybody's financial accounts, well, I'd never have time to get the dentistry done. Yeah, make something light of it. And then they will eventually go to that person. Get your practice administrator to handle all the financial aspects. Don't talk money with patients. How about some more creative payment options? We can be a bank. I always hear dentists say, oh, I'm not going to be a bank for my patients. Why not? Why can't you be a bank? As long as you're running it like a layaway, not like a credit and debit situation. So we have people that come in and pay me $50 a week for however long it takes. 20 weeks. You got $1,000 on? Good. You can do your crown now. Your insurance will cover the rest, or whatever the case may be. So we have a layaway option. We don't call it that. We just say you can pay us, start paying us, and when you get to the point where it's paid, we'll do the work. People can't hold money in their hands sometimes. They got an extra $100, but it's gone. They want to go do something frivolous, update their phone, or buy extra food for the whole team tonight, or whatever. If they'll come to you with $100 as soon as they have it, and they'll keep that layaway going, we have plenty of people to do it. It's a certain sort of class of people or category of people, but it works. Whatever works for them works for me. I'd love to do their dentistry. Well, let me make it easier for you. And we can break their treatment plan down to a more financially manageable amount of treatment at each visit. So you need 14 fillings. I'd love to do quadrant dentistry. You can only afford 1 filling per month? Okay, we'll do 1 filling per month. Keep it reasonable. Whatever works for your what? Schedule and budget. And if 1 a month works for your budget, then 1 a month works for my treatment plan. I'll spend 20 minutes doing it instead of 2.5 hours doing it, a bunch. Whatever. That's fine. As long as we get to stay your dentist and keep working with you. That's great. Treatment plan, typically quadrant dentistry. All right. We can offer to work within the boundaries of their insurance maximums. That's totally fine. We develop a treatment plan which may span several years, right? I may do the root canal in October, November, and not do the crown until January, February, and the next tooth may not get worked on until the following year. It's okay. Start with the stuff that needs to be done. Let them understand that it can get more expensive as time goes on if we're not treating some of the smaller stuff now. But the fact of the matter is we got to work within the realm of what people can do. So if that's their choice, let them do it. I would rather they come and stay with us and do it over time than go somewhere else. I want to be your dentist. Let me help you work within your schedule and your budget. Those aren't just words I use. It's how we actually practice. We're walking the walk, talking the talk. If a patient does not need to make a payment at the end of their visit, do they need to get a receipt? Nothing due today. Your insurance covered everything. Do they need a receipt? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, 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 and yes. Why? It's value. Mrs. Smith, your visit today came to a total of $1,000. We'll file your insurance claim today. Based on the information your insurance company has provided us, we expect this to be covered fully. Maybe they had 2 insurances or something. You can use this receipt and compare it to your EOB after the claim is paid. If for any reason insurance does not cover you 100%, we'll let you know. But you know what's on there is the fact that they got $1,000 worth of treatment done. That's value. If you say it was free, well, it's free. No value. I want them to know how much money has transacted because I want them to appreciate what was done for them, the value in what they're getting. One more step, billing. If you must send a bill, which we try not to send any, we try to collect at the time of treatment. If you do that, their portion of treatment means no bill goes forward. Plain and simple. If you're gonna, send them as soon as you get the EOB back from the insurance company. Not once a month on the first or twice a month. Have a rolling cycle. Someone in your office, if it's a big enough office, that might be their only job is dealing with insurance. I have one. But if you're doing that, make sure it's consistent. You get an EOB, it goes in the mail. Every day you get some EOBs, every day those bills go in the mail that still have an outstanding balance. Hopefully you don't have very many at all. We keep our accounts receivable down to about 1.5 weeks worth of production. I know some offices that say you want to have no more than 2 months worth of accounts receivable attributable to your AR. No, we do about a week and a half's worth. That's how much is outstanding. We collect, and you should be trying to also. Why wait till the first of the month? Yeah, just send it as soon as you can. Send it now, send it again, send it again. We will send our patients to collections. If someone ignores me, I'm not letting them go. It's a business. Let's try not to send them to collections. Let's just collect at the time of treatment. But if you have a small business and you're trying to collect on it, you can take that person to collections, your little court. I would tell you most of the time they pay as soon as they get the notice in the mail. It's rare that my front office manager has ever gone down to the actual courthouse and actually like followed through. They just find the money and pay it. They're threatened. They don't want to be taken to jail or lose their job. If it's military, they'll do whatever they can. They can't have that on their record. They'll get court-martialed for it. It's easier. It's less stressful. If you're and your patient, it costs the practice less money just to collect up front. And here's a really good goal. Keep all your patients. Retain your patients. If you're pissing people off about their money, they're going to go somewhere else. So collect it now rather than having to badger them later till you badger them right out of your practice. You want to keep them now, keep them happy, retain your patients. Because they come back and they likely to send more friends and it's a woohoo moment. I get it. One big problem with that being our goal. If our goal is, number 1 goal is collections, then we've forgotten our real thing, and that is that we can't retain you. If our only goal is to just get paid, they won't stay. And if they don't, they're going to go somewhere else if we irritate them. If they don't stay, then we don't have any money. We can't keep our staff retained. All right, enough about money. I hate talking about it. In fact, when I had this office meeting, I made my financial coordinator give all that to the staff because I don't like it. I think it's ingrained in me. I've been told so many times by myself not to talk about money with patients. I don't like to talk about money with anybody. But it's necessary. It's there. That was Section 8 of our customer improvement or customer service program. The next and last one, part number 9, is one of the best ones. I got some great stories in there. I'll see you on that one.